It is with great pleasure that I report that Robert Griffin III is the starter for the Cleveland Browns organization. He was named that by head coach Hugh Jackson moments ago today, Monday. And it is the beginning of the end of the bad period of Robert Griffin's life, where he was drafted by the Washington Redskins to be the starter, but then in a kind of an ideological battle between then general manager Bruce Allen and head coach Mike Shanahan, Shanahan insisted on Kirk Cousins being drafted in the fourth round of the same draft, thereby setting up not just a quarterback controversy, but a black-white issue because Robert Griffin III is black and Kirk Cousins is white. Now, on top of all that, Shanahan installed essentially two offenses. An offense for Griffin that was read option oriented, and an offense for Kirk Cousins that was not. Even though he made comments, he being Coach Shanahan, that Robert Griffin would run the read option, but also Kirk Cousins would run some of those plays. That was not true. That was never done at all. So, on top of all that, Mike Shanahan let the idea out that he believed that Robert Griffin III couldn't pick up a traditional offense or run it effectively, which, as anyone knowing football really knows, that's not the case. So, on top of all that, Mike Shanahan pushed for Kirk Cousins to have more time. When he gave him the time, because of Shanahan's own coaching maladies, Kirk Cousins didn't perform well. In comes Jay Gruden, who has some of the same ideological issues that Mike Shanahan has. Now, Gruden does not really cotton well to the style that Robert Griffin III has, and has not been known, more to the point, of running a kind of read option offense, let alone designing plays that are read option-esque for someone like Robert Griffin III to run. So he shined on the idea that Robert Griffin III was his starter, and basically set up a situation where Robert Griffin III was performing poor and poor, where Kirk Cousins was not only performing well, but getting additional coaching from, of all people, John Gruden. That's right, Jay Gruden's brother, okay? His brother. Meanwhile, Robert Griffin III was never given the opportunity to be coached by John Gruden, all right? That's one example among many of how just completely unfair the Redskins were to RG3. Now, yeah, RG3 had maybe ego issues about his brand and all that, but so what? They were small. They weren't large. He expected to be treated like a first-round quarterback, a person picked number one. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, so did Troy Aikman when he was taken by the Dallas Cowboys, and guess what? Troy Aikman was. So why is it okay for Troy Aikman to receive that kind of treatment, but not Robert Griffin III? Finally, Robert Griffin III receives that kind of treatment with the Cleveland Browns. He will do exceptionally well. Stay tuned.